Hey folks, and welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to be taking a look at a brand new warning clip that just dropped very recently, in the last day or so. It comes from South Korea. It seems to me that there is an outlet called Pitch. I can't find it anywhere. I'm looking around. So far, I've seen it reposted on a few warning repost channels on YouTube, but so far I haven't been able to find the original link. Guys, if you're going to put stuff up, that's great. We really appreciate it, but it sure would be nice to have the original link to refer to. You know, especially in the case of something like South Korea, where they use other characters. Sure, there's some English, but it can be tricky to find these things. So please leave some information so that those of us that are interested can actually go and follow up. After all, it's kind of a sporting thing to do anyway, isn't it? We always do that on our videos. But we're going to take a look at this today. It's about 4 minutes long, it looks like, so pretty short. I believe the format is going to be they get questions and we just see them answering the questions. So it should be fun. You know, I haven't checked in with anything super current on the warning in a long time, you know, especially after the fiasco of the strikes and the shakedown. I'm thinking about putting up some of the stuff that I took down in that frenzy from a few months ago. Looking forward to this. So if you're not already subscribed to the channel, just know I'm always looking at non-music content that features bands that are touring today, and sometimes I will also interview people. If that interests you, please subscribe so you won't miss anything, all right? Let's go ahead and check this out.
Oh, that's so hard.
I'm gonna say Guns N' Roses.
Yeah. AC/DC.
Oh God.
See, I would have gone Metallica and probably still AC/DC, but I love Motorhead. I've got Lemmy back there next to Jerry Garcia. I figured they would jam so well together. I bet you it would have been great, and they would have appreciated each other.
안녕하세요, Peach. We are The Warning.
And we are three sisters from Monterrey, Mexico.
So if anybody can actually point me to the source pitch, to their website or to their YouTube channel or whatever, please do so below. I'd appreciate it.
Love rock and roll, and this is our first time here in Seoul, and we're very excited to share a little bit about us and our music with all of you. Thank you for being here. Okay.
Danny says pow.
Why?
Has the biggest difference between stage and real life.
You know, it's because I can't say. It's just a stereotype. Bye, Peach. Thank you so much for listening and for all of you guys' support. We're so happy to be here, and we hope that we can come back very soon.
또 만나요. 감사합니다.
Now that
Ali. Classic. So I don't understand why we just heard that, because we're only a minute and a half into this. Perhaps what we have up front are promotional clips that were added on. I'm not sure. If anybody can provide a little data there, that would be appreciated.
we're here in Korea and we've been here for a couple of days, it's been really crazy to be really surrounded by the music that you guys listen to here, because we have listened to it for so many years. So not just like going to a mall and listening to these K-pop songs that we listen to like on our phones constantly has been so much fun. And I think that you have such a unique culture when it comes to music, and the experimentation that is allowed so freely, especially like in pop music, to have that amount of liberty to just do really crazy things is really inspiring as an artist. And we've been inspired by the culture that you have here for so many years, and it's something that we have actively pushed for in our own music since we stepped off of...
Okay, wait, stop right there for a moment. First of all, yes, they're all K-pop fans. I think especially Pao, possibly also Ali. I'm not sure. But I thought it was very telling that she said, you're allowed so much experimentation in your pop music here. That seems to have a story behind it. They will never say anything critical out loud plainly. You know, they will often say things like this instead. They will emphasize the positives. But that does make me wonder what kind of conversations or situations happened where maybe the album was supposed to be a little different than it is. Maybe that's always been the case since they signed with Lava. I do wonder about that. It kind of makes you wonder what kind of music we might hear from The Warning if they should ever leave this label.
the plane and we were trying to beat the jet lag and we were walking around the city, we were like, what is our lives right? Like, what are we living? What are we experiencing right now? It is such a blessing to do what we do. And we have been very conscious of it for these past days. We're living our big dream right now.
Well, our album, Everything's Falling, is coming out soon. We're super excited. It's our 5th album. I know we don't look it, but we've been a band for a long, long time. I think 13 years already.
Mm-hmm.
So creating this album was very, very special to us. We created it in Monterrey, our home. And I feel like this album is different because we took time off the road to only focus on the creative process. And we got to know each other in ways that we didn't know each other before, which is crazy because we're sisters and we've known each other our whole lives and we're best friends. So honestly, creating this album and letting ourselves be open and vulnerable throughout the whole process was very important. And I'm so happy that people are gonna hear our songs.
Can I just mention, first of all, the glasses? I feel like I have to mention the glasses. You notice all the frames are very similar. Danny's got what looks like perhaps the type of lenses that will darken up with light. That's interesting. There are still things for them to learn about each other. And of course, that actually checks out, even as siblings, even as very close siblings. As a matter of fact, they change with time, all three of them, independently. So there's always new things to learn. By the way, I noticed they misspelled Danny's name. It's okay. It happens.
It was enough for me to say.
Yes.
We've all tried and we're all just not good at each other's instruments.
And you know, our instruments right now fit our personalities. So
Instruments. She said, we're not all good at each other's instruments. We're happy with what we have.
well, it was destiny, meant to be.
So this is our first time here in Korea, and we're super excited because we are very big fans of Korean culture in general. We've been fans of K-pop, and we've seen so many K-dramas. So just walking around the city and seeing things that we've seen on TV or in videos has been really cool. Also, food in general.
We've gone to Korean barbecues and Korean fried chicken. So yummy. Also, we're excited for the skincare. 안녕하세요, bitch. We are The Warning.
And we are 3 sisters from Monterrey, Mexico, who love rock and roll. And this is our first time here in Seoul. And we're very excited to share a little bit about us and our music with all of you. Thank you for being here.
Okay, so now I'm of the opinion that these were probably a lot of shorts that were compiled together. Just kind of seems that way. You know how we had a little bit of background music in some of them, and I'll have to see if I can keep that in there or not. And others, there was nothing. And also we got kind of some outros early on. So, all right. I would love to know who originally made these clips featuring The Warning. So if you can help me out with that, I would really appreciate it. If you have any links to share, anything like that. And I mean the actual original source, the Pitch magazine, I guess. I would just be interested to know. I thought that Pau's mention of experimentation and how much more is allowed in pop music in Korea was very telling, and I'd like to hear a little bit more about that. Don't necessarily need theories on that, but if anybody has any insights into what she might possibly have been talking about there, and if it impacted any of The Warning's music, and it probably did, just the fact that they're on a label, a major label, and they don't tend to be too happy about absolute complete creative control. I know that the band technically has that, but there's probably a certain veto power in play with the label. So I'll bet that they've given things to the label that the label is like, oh no, I don't know. I'm just curious about that. This was cool though. It's the first time I've seen something really modern. I mean, like very recently happened with The Warning. And that comes kind of in the wake of all the issues that I had earlier this year. I had to take down a bunch of materials. There was a bit of a shakedown that happened. There was an accidental strike by a friendly YouTuber who he had delegated everything to a company. And the company was just like ready to hand out strikes. And I'm like, if you're a company doing that, don't just hand out strikes. We only get 3 and then our channel is deleted. Anyway, all that got resolved. I'm thinking about putting up some of the stuff that I took down, by the way. I'm actually trying to get some permissions first this time, even though that wasn't really the issue. There's only ever been one guy that came along and threw a nutty over my reacting to his stuff. But I think that's probably the way to go anyway, just to be professional. So I'm going to do that. If you know of anybody that you would recommend that maybe I don't have on the channel right now that has featured the warning and might make a good segment here, let me know below. And if I've already done it, I can always repost it because I have all those videos. They're ready to go back up again. Give your thoughts on all of that. And of course, let me know what you thought of this. It sounds like they had a great time in Korea. I don't know how long they were there in total. I would guess that these clips happened before their show. I think that's usually how it happens. Once you do the show, usually you're going to get out of town right away and go to the next date. Certainly, I'm looking forward to finding stuff coming out of Japan as well. So if you find any great Japan clips of the warning, please let me know about those too. You can leave them in the comments below if you like. All right. If you were at the show in Korea, let me know about that. I would love to hear about your experience going to see them there. And of course, if you were in Japan, in Osaka, let me know about that too. Their gig in Tokyo is tomorrow. So if you're going to that, tell me about that too. I would just like to know, and then come back and tell me how it went. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. And if you enjoyed the presentation, please subscribe. All right. Thanks so much for joining me today. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care, folks.